Hi, I'm Jason Buck. I work with Remax Estate Properties, and I wanted to talk about loans. Can you get a loan? And so I have my friend here, Alan Bond. He works at Wells Fargo. Hi, Alan.
Good morning, Jace. How you doing? Happy
Pretty,
Friday.
yeah, no, it's really hard to tell what day it is when you're doing this stay-at-home work stuff. But nevertheless, there's been a lot of talk in the real estate industry of whether or not loans are still available. Can we get a loan, Alan?
The answer is yes. So, generous base, Alan Bond, Wells Fargo Home Mortgage. My MLS ID is 486-412, and the answer is yes. Right now, the issue with the loan market is just there's an illiquid market as far as selling some of the loan products, and some of the mortgage bankers and mortgage brokers that have to sell loans to a third party. There's just nobody buying those loans right now. The biggest entity buying loans is the Fed, who's buying pretty much the Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac agency loans. So that market itself is still moving in a pretty normalized fashion. We have moved to exterior-only appraisals, just with this stay-at-home, stay-in-place type environment we're in currently now.
And that's a drive-by appraisal? They just
Correct, drive-by, or depending on what the approval says, there can be a property inspection waiver, where it's more of a desk review on the appraisal. Usually it's dictated to by what the use of the property is going to be and how much down payment a certain individual puts in that particular property. But unless it's a new construction or vacant property, we're not doing any interior inspections at this time based on the stay-at-home, stay-in-place type rules that we're under right now. Gotcha. What's challenging is the jumbo loan market, which are the loans over $765,500 is a jumbo loan. And that's the area that the Fed is not purchasing now. So, and there's not many buyers out there. Now, the good news is with Wells Fargo, we put all those jumbo loans in our own portfolio. So we have the ability still to do those loans, and we're still doing them. It's a 20% down payment requirement up to a loan amount of $3 million. And again, we're doing all exterior appraisals. So it's vacant property.
Looking at a home that was $5 million and they had 2 to 2.5 to put down, they'd still be able to get a $3 million loan if they wanted it.
Yes, wow. That's available, and we're still in a full doc world where we have to have the paychecks, W-2s, tax returns, depending on their specific situation, to show they have the ability to repay that loan. So that's still in existence, but that really hasn't changed as far as guidelines go at this point.
So you're working from home, I'm assuming. If someone was interested in buying a home, could they talk to you about getting a pre-qualification or a pre-approval letter?
Yeah, it's pretty simplified in this age of technology. Certainly, got my work cell phone, my personal cell phone, and we do have a very easy to use online mortgage application that I can simply push out to them. They complete it, takes maybe 20, 30 minutes, comes directly back to me, and we move on from there to get the pre-approval.
Nice. And then what's a normal escrow time period right now? Are all those things the same, or has there been a little bit of delay due to the work at home environment?
I would say still 30 days is realistic. There are a couple areas, with verifications of employment, depending on the employer. If they're actually not working, sometimes that's been a little more challenging. So they have come up with a couple remedies to get around that. So they're working through these things that have become more challenging with everybody working at home. So don't really see any significant delays in closings at this time.
And then what's the forecast? Like, what's next? We get back to work, and what do you think is going to happen?
It's a good question. I mean, it's been a very fluid situation. And it is, with some of the rules and what's going on, it certainly is continually changing. As we know, the whole SBA is coming out with some loan to help some of the small businesses that are in the country. So that could have a positive impact. But it's going to be a fluid environment until we kind of get back to work, as you said, get back to work again and get things back rolling. So we could see more changes in the future, just hard to predict right now. Good news is rates are staying pretty low. So from a affordability standpoint, things are pretty good.
What are those rates?
So, everything is risk-based pricing now. So it depends on property type, credit score, down payment, et cetera, et cetera. But you're still, looking at rates that are close to all-time lows. That we're looking at. So, approximately, in the, depending again on everything, in the, mid to low 3% range, depending on other stuff.
That's low. And now I had heard that prior to the administration lowering the Fed rate to zero, that there was a ton of people refinancing their home. And that caused the banks to kind of raise rates actually because they were just so busy. Is that still happening?
Well, the refinance rates have been typically a little bit higher than the purchase rates for some time now. And I would agree, just to control capacity, their rates were probably a little artificially higher than they should have been. But we've seen that come down a little bit. So they're still higher than the purchase money, but the rates are still attractive. Just depends on anybody's specific situation if a refinance makes sense or not.
One of my favorite things to talk to clients about is a bridge loan or a cross collateral loan, where they're in the house and they don't really want to sell their house until they can make sure that they can buy the other house. Is that option still available?
So that would be a lower down payment program on our jumbo loans that require an interior inspection. So that might be more property specific. If it's dictated you have to do an exterior only inspection, that loan program could be limited in this current marketplace. But
Gotcha.
that's require an interior inspection.
It requires a little more groundwork to get that rolling.
Correct. It's really based upon the appraisal right now. The program's still out there, but it does require that interior inspection. So it'll be limited to certain properties that are vacant or new construction.
Wow. Well, this is highly informative, and I feel like it's really good news to know that there's still plenty of options for buyers out there. And I'll put your information down at below. Is there anything else you want to add to?
No, I mean, we're still closing escrows. We're still opening up escrows, and the money market has changed a little bit, but as big picture goes, transactions are still happening. So that's the positive news, and it's a good time from an affordability standpoint.
It sure is. I'm seeing still a lot of homes that come out and are priced right are still selling in the first week. We're still seeing multiple offers, even during these crazy times where a lot of people are looking at a video. There is a way to try and get you in with the safe distancing and proper procedures by wiping down and all that stuff. And there have been a lot of new forms that came out from NAR and CAR regarding the COVID virus and how to be safe. So I think if everyone keeps practicing the social distancing and the safe measures, we'll get through this pretty quickly. It's positive.
Excellent. No, great chatting with you. And, I agree. It's a good time to be out there looking at stuff. So, all right, man.
Thanks for your time, Alan.
Okay,
Check out
thanks.
Alan on the link below. And if you're looking for something, let me know. And I can easily go out and shoot a video for you. It's the best way to make sure that that home checks off the boxes and you can make a move. Make it a great day.
All right. Thanks. Bye.